Well, hello there. Check this out. Oh, I've gone crazy with candles. They're lavender candles too. I used to live with, I rented a room from a aromatherapist and an energy healer about, I think it was 1995. I just had been released from a 6-month treatment program after relapsing. After, how many years clean was I? 13 years clean. Just gonna put this TV on here. Yeah, I'm really enjoying, check it out, eh? I got my little workstation here. Look at that. That's a picture I took. I don't know if you can really see that. It's a picture of the harbor. So yeah, so I'm really, I've said this before in other videos, I'm very comfortable here. Oh, I forgot to put this one on. Yeah, this is cool. I've got little little lights. Check this guy out. Pretty gruesome looking. Well, it's called the shadow. We all got one, according to Carl Jung. I certainly believe it. I used to be an angry person, and I need to remind myself that this guy at the 136 IQ, big fat narcissist, thought he was smarter than everybody. Almost got killed a few times. The last time was 2 days before Halloween in 1980. I was dragged out to a gravel pit by 3 guys. One guy had a shovel, one guy had a big knife, one guy had a baseball bat, and I got the beating of a lifetime, begging for my life. Not the first time I've had to beg for my life, though that's the life I led. Driven by this guy. Check out the eyes. Huh? Not a nice guy. I like this guy though. Let's see if I can brighten him up a bit. There he goes. Look at that. Little chubby. Actually, my ex-landlady says, geez, your Buddha's got better looking boobs than I do. I laughed. Thought it was funny. So I've got frankincense and myrrh. I bought these, notice here, that's a little briquette, charcoal briquette, and I've got authentic Indian incense burning. And one's got frankincense and the other one's got myrrh. I told you the story there. Well, you guys know the story of when Yeshua was born. Oh geez, the light just went out. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, look at that. There we go. Got a built-in light. Yeah, that's much better, eh? So I was out today. I mentioned in another video that I did so much walking, and I'm still recovering from Omicron, though I'm feeling so much better this week than I did a month ago. She didn't want to hear anything about my early treatments. I just said to her, listen, I've been right for the last 2 years. And then she went off. I mentioned that the Pfizer documents and your College of Physicians and Surgeons are going to send you the information, because they have to, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of injured people. And yeah, they've been validated. So yeah, so here I am. That's my, look at all the vitamins I got here. Right? That's why I'm healthy. Like, she was surprised, literally surprised that I didn't end up in the hospital. And I told her I've known about early treatment since March 2020. How come Health Canada wasn't telling us about vitamin D and zinc and vitamin C, and let alone 2 drugs I can't mention on the video, otherwise I won't be able to load up on Facebook. Yeah, they're AI. listens to every word that comes out of my mouth. And one video I couldn't, I had to, I just uploaded to YouTube and to Odyssey. Odyssey's very cool. The technology it's on is called blockchain, same as Bitcoin. And yeah, we've had to build a parallel economy, parallel YouTube, parallel Facebook, all of that, Twitter. So, yeah, let me go here and see if we can, this is my wall of accomplishments. I got to remind myself, hey, you were somebody at some time, like that picture there. I had that made for my mom. I was managing these computer stores here. The one right there, that was the first one. And basically, I was hired as the craziest job interview I ever had. It wasn't really a job interview. I was working in corrections. I always had a couple of jobs going. Working at with Phase 2 Young Offenders. First I started as a volunteer there, delivering chemical education program. Check this guy out. That's me and somebody else's office, but it was good to take a picture. Yeah, I hated wearing a tie every day. And these are some cool pictures here. There's the HD TV. Oh geez, the glare's right there, right there, the top left picture. That's 30 years ago at the Consumer Electronics Show. Like, we were still on an analog system, and HD TV didn't come out till at least 10 years later, until everything went digital. That's the World of Commodore in Toronto. Down here, there's me meeting Spider-Man. Check it out. That's at the Consumer Electronics Show in Chicago. It's the world's largest consumer electronics show. And that's why, one of the reasons I was there, that was the release of Super Nintendo. That their booth, their little booth, $1 million booth. Yeah, and even though the main store, our main store down here, was doing about $2 million in commercial sales, like AutoCAD and Novell Networking. I mentioned in another video, one day there was a check for $120,000 from Confederation College. And yeah, the job was, hey, I get good vibes from you. Would you like to be a manager, or would you like to be a salesman? So yeah, I took it on. I was a former drug dealer. Not much difference between selling drugs and selling video games. We became, like, there was nothing between Winnipeg and Sault Ste. Marie. So we had people driving hundreds of miles just to come to my stores. But it was a bad time back then. Like, we had the one store, and the owner, the store here, and the owner said, hey, I actually made 20 grand. Like, nobody makes money off their first year. And he was a full-time school teacher. He was teaching grade 11 math and science, eh? The guy's brilliant. And he had all these, good guys. Like, I was managing, we were the two stores were bringing in, this is 30 years ago, bringing in $500,000 a year. I was the highest paid manager in either mall that I worked in, I found out. Even the Radio Shack manager. I don't know what I was making, close to $30,000 a year. But yeah, that I bought for my mother. This was, she was very proud of me, obviously. She died in 1993. And yeah, that's me, hip, slick, and devious. That's Mr. Skull over there. And then I've got certificates here from, this is when I worked in addictions. I only technically have grade 8 education. There's a McMaster University right there. And those, I had a ton more certificates over the years. And I mentioned the story here I cost this guy's marriage, Brian's marriage, because he's addicted to gaming, and he wanted me to build him the most expensive machine I could buy, and those are $1,000 bills. Well, actually, that's the other side of the top one. But yeah, you can't do that with modern printers anymore. You just take a look at the quality of these things. These were, you know, easy to counterfeit, but yeah, you had to sign the $1,000. So I asked. The computer cost was over $3,000. Forget how many years ago this was. About 25. Oh, maybe less than that. Yeah, just 22 years ago. I did my own computer business, CAS Computing, for about 15 years, under the table. Did I don't know, 150,000 in sales and service. I was building websites. Everything's self-taught. Never read a book, never took a course. Whatever I want to learn, I just go out and learn it. That's the way it's always been. I used to read a lot as a kid. Always had a lot of books up in my room. My dad used to buy sets of encyclopedias. But yeah, so this is just a short little video. I'm gonna sit down. I gotta make a video. I'm gonna start using the camera off of the Windows tablet to do like Facebook posts. But anyway, this is me sitting in my recliner, so it's very proportionate, and then I can just somehow combine those two. Take the intellect from Skeletor there, and like I on that side of my brain, I'm an alpha male, very much so. I'll die for my kids, and I'll certainly, somebody hurts them, boy, are they going to be in trouble. But most of my friends are women, because I'm also those two. The left side is considered the masculine, and the right side is the feminine. And as I've said before, it has nothing to do with sexuality. I love women. But I was very right-brained as a kid. I've mentioned before that I used to play classical piano. I got to grade 4 Royal Conservatory of Music by the time I was 12. And it's unfortunate that I had built up so much anger and resentment towards authority. I mean, I rejected it. Still to this day, there's no human being that has any authority over me or you. You know, my power is my own. I don't give it away to other people. And neither should you. But this has taken me 62 years of constant work, a lot of ups and downs. You know, addictions of various kinds, and compulsive debting, and a lot of mistakes that a lot of people make. I really like that John 3:16. I've had talked a little bit about my mystical experiences, but yeah, I met a bearded Middle Eastern looking guy with a kind of a bigger nose. Met him a couple times now. Didn't get a name, but I think we know who he was. So I got my, they're called Ruksha beads. Let me see if you can see them here. They're on my arm here. Those are actual seeds. Grow a tree. They're called Shiva's tears. I've got one around my neck. Like I'm trying to figure out what to do. I've got to go see a Hindu priest and get all this stuff blessed. But my daughter, who bought it for me, said that it was a rosary, and I thought about that, and I'm going, geez, Hindu. In spite of what you'll hear from the West about some fraud of a Asia, or what is it? I can't remember. Geez, my brain's bad. Like I said in another video, I should write notes. Aryan invasion. That was this group called the Aryans that brought Hinduism into India about 3,500 years ago, and that's just utter nonsense. And it's been the Indian scientists that have proved this wrong. But if you go do research on India, I mean, I said this in the other video about Sadhguru. Says 15,000 years ago up in the Himalayas at 14,000 feet where that mountain is, Mount Kailash. And it's very unusual. It's never been climbed. It's kind of like you couldn't do it. It's a no-no because it is such a and I've seen enough where Sadhguru takes a whole bunch, a couple of dozen trekkers up there, and just the incredible emotional, spiritual experiences these people have. There's a lake there. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Mansoubir, and there are entities that live in that lake that are alien. How about that one? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff up there. India is just one country that unfortunately I'm not going to be able to visit, not in this lifetime. But I get a few more. Reincarnation is the way it is. And that's from a Christian mystic friend of mine, Marilyn Hughes. It's I don't know why she joined the Catholic Church years ago, but there is a lot of she's probably the world's most. She's written over 100 books. All of the books, information came from the divine. It's pretty incredible. Just like over 100 books. She was a journalist back in the day until she got her calling. She had, these are called OBEs, out-of-body experiences. I've had a few of them that would just blow your mind. Again, my YouTube channel, Elmar's World of Mysticism. It's weird stuff. A lot of people aren't going to be into it, but the ones that do have that kind of knowing that there's more than this three-dimensional world will certainly understand. There's a physicist named Tom Campbell. He's been a meditator for 50 years, almost as long as I've been alive. And he wrote a book, well, actually 3 books, called My Big Toe, and toe stands for Theory of Everything. Yeah, isn't that neat? I love that Buddha just glistens there with the candles and the 2 angels, and what's behind there, there's a serenity prayer, and behind that are all obituaries of my dead friends. The hats are all special, been given to me by different people. And there's one day I forget what the name of the book is there, but it was given to me by a Muslim. I was prayed over by this Muslim guy. I'm very open. There's truth in all religions. I've heard that said. 24 hours a day. And I should actually be reading that every day. It's like it's got a reading for each day to kind of contemplate, meditate on. So yeah, so the incense, see that? It's all white now. So I bought more candles today. Yeah, I'm nuts on these lavender candles. I don't know how much real lavender oil is in there, but lavender is, well, it's been proven to me by the aromatherapist who I rented a room from. She was an energy healer. I'm up to about almost 20 minutes here, so I'm going to shut this down. It's going to take me a while to process, so I'm going to upload it to Facebook, YouTube, and Odyssey. But anyway, I've said this many times, how comfortable and safe I feel. Like it's like I'm on drugs. And I quit smoking weed about 2 months ago. I can't afford it, even though it's like 99 bucks an ounce now on sale. So that's it. I can't really switch this around, but not sure how to switch the camera around. I was looking at webcams today. They're pretty cheap, but I'm going to try the one that's actually built in to my tablet and see how that is. I like the camera on this BlackBerry. It takes good video. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. And have a great morning. How do they do that? Morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. Take care.